For us, it's been a privilege and honor to have all the people here. If you asked me 2 years ago if this was possible, I would say definitely for us it was impossible. We were in the middle of a 5-year strike, and for us it's really been an honor to have all the people here.
It's an honor to be here in Lisbon, Portugal, and to realize and achieve the goal I have been working towards for years. To bring maritime and dock unions from around the world together under the same roof for this landmark event. This is a fight for our very existence. This is a fight against automation. You'll hear they're doing it for efficiency. You'll hear they're doing it for safety. Don't buy it. It's a fucking lie. It's about cutting us out and getting rid of us, period. They want to wipe out our jobs to line their pockets and please their investors. That's why I call for the formation of a global maritime workers alliance. We need to be unified. Dock workers, seafarers, marine engineers, pilots and mates, every maritime worker around this world, every union, every port. This fight affects us all. And the time to take them on is fucking now. We can't wait. We must take them head on right now. I don't care about fucking lawyers and government. It's time we stop the machines from taking our jobs, destroying our lives, and crippling nation's economy. It's time we put companies out of business that push automation. And just how do we do that? We do it with solidarity, in action, not just in words and in resolutions. This fight must be worldwide. If we join together with a real joint declaration and an alliance, we can protect every global port that joins with us to prevent any future automation from being introduced.
We're going to pick one day, any of these companies that are pushing automation, shut them down around the world for one day, just to send a strong message what we can do. And then if you go ahead and look to put new technology in or automation in, we're going to shut you down. We made them billions of dollars. They got to get it in their heads. They're better off keeping us. We will work hard for you. We will get the moves up for you way more than technology can. But you go ahead and look to put technology on us. You're not going to like what happens. I'll tell you that right now.
Not in Lisbon, not in New York, not in Sydney, not in Central and South America, not anywhere in this world will we ever surrender. So today, this conference is dedicated to SEAL, to every dock worker, marine engineer, seafarer, master mate and pilot, every maritime worker who refuses to be silenced, replaced, or erased. Our time is now.
Job-killing technologies is what we're against. We're not against technologies that assist workers. We're against technologies that eliminate our job functions and our jobs. And we come from a very unique industry where it doesn't matter what country you work in. It could be you work in New York, or you work in Australia. It's the same employers, it's the same terminal operators, and we use that uniqueness to our advantage. And that's how we mobilize globally. That's how we strategize in our fights against the employers that are trying to eliminate us. Not all employers are trying to eliminate us, but the ones that promote automation and the ones that want to use automation to cut labor costs, those are the ones that we have an issue with, and those are the ones that we're going to fight.
We didn't come here by chance. We didn't come here just to talk. We came here to prepare for war. And we were never blindsided because one man had the vision to see it coming. And that man is Harold J. Daggett, president of the ILA. Back in the late 1980s, Harold visited a Sealand terminal overseas, and what he saw would chill any union leader to the bone. Container handling equipment with no operators, control towers with very few people inside, machines doing work of hundreds of dock workers. He knew what was coming, and he never stopped preparing us. Now, let's be honest, containerization wasn't just some corporate plot. It was a legitimate innovation. It changed how the world moved cargo. It allowed goods to be transferred seamlessly from ship to rail to truck. Intermodal transportation revolutionized the industry. But we paid the price for that revolution. It gutted our numbers, reshaped our crafts, and decimated our port communities. But here's the problem today. Employers are trying to pull the same trick, only this time they're calling it automation, modernization. But let's be clear, this isn't about moving cargo faster, it's about moving us out of the picture. It's about cutting labor to pad profits. It's about eliminating people, not improving performance. So no, this time we're not going to be caught off guard. This time we call it what it is, a corporate strategy to erase working class jobs and spin it under a feel-good word like modernization. They can wordsmith it all they want. They can call it innovation, they can call it progress, but we know exactly what it is. It's job-killing technology, plain and simple.
I'm going to take the companies on now. I'm going to organize globally all the dockers around the world. We had enough. We had too much. They're in almost every port with new technology, automation. And you see all these big companies now that are making billions of dollars. We brought them to where they are. Now they want to push us to the side. And they just want to make money for themselves and do away with the dockers unions around the world. And we brought them here to where they are to make this kind of money. Now they want to eliminate us. Well, I'm not going to allow that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create an alliance, and starting today, I'm going to warn these companies, don't push automation, because if you do, we're going to shut you down. We're going to shut you down for 4 weeks. Just think about that. 4 weeks, your ships won't move around the world. Nothing to be done. Containers will be stuck on ships. Nothing will move. I'll put you out of business. I'll show you don't have the power, that we have the power.
I note some of the conference slogans, particularly about we're ready for war. A war's a terrible thing. No worker wants to go to war. But nevertheless, excessive corporate power and greed have driven us into an intensified class war. And if our unions don't take up that struggle, if maritime workers don't lead this battle and inspire others in the working class to join us, because they face the same risks that we face, there will be dire consequences in our communities.
If you wait for the robots, you're done. If you sit and say, well, you know what, you got an appointment system, that's somebody else's problem, right? Or they've got a automated preventative maintenance program, that's the mechanic's issue. It's not. It's our issue. And working together, we'll fix it.
I feel like there's a strong sense of solidarity. I'd like to see a little more of the seafaring unions here, because for the very same reason, what's threatening the dockers is certainly going to threaten us, and we need to stand in solidarity, all the seafaring unions, very important.
More and more people are feeling disenfranchised. You're seeing the billionaire class grow. I mean, to turning into what's something that's, it's growing to a point where workers are being put and marginalized. So I think there's an opportunity more than ever on the global scale to try to really affect and try to grow the labor movement and try to grow it around a common goal, which is defending our jobs against automation, defending ourselves against replacement. There's a lot of egos and a lot of personalities and a lot of differences in how our jobs are. But the reality is we're all part of the same supply chain. We're part of the same intermodal supply chain that moves our cargo, moves our goods for the people that need it. So we have that in common. And the way automation has kind of interjected itself into our industries has affected us kind of at the same time, affected us equally. So we have an obligation. We have an obligation for our members currently, and we have an obligation for our members in the future.
Simply put, automation and AI is technology which in the hands of private capital will be used to increase the exploitation of working people, to bust unions, destroy jobs, and increase the accumulation of wealth for the already obscenely wealthy.
There is no loyalty anymore. We helped build these companies into what they are today, and the most of them couldn't give a fuck about us now. But we have something they'll never will: dignity, history, pride, solidarity, and the will to fight for what we are.
They slash labor to the bone. They take the money they stole from the working people and pour it into machines designed to erase us. They wine and dine politicians to rewrite the laws built on the backs of dock workers. They call it efficiency, they call it modernization, they call it progress, but we know exactly what it is. It's corporate greed dressed up in a shiny suit. It's the rich rewriting the future to delete the working class. They don't want to innovate, they want to dominate. They don't want to modernize, they want to monopolize. They want to turn our ports into ghost towns and have our jobs into memories. Well, here's the message from the men and women who built these ports. We're not going anywhere. We've seen this movie before. But this time, we're not just refusing to be the sequel. We're burning the fucking script and we're writing the ending.
If you believe in the future of dockers and for our ports and for our cities and our families, then you're with us. And we have a job to do, a serious one. More and more, I feel strongly to form this global international maritime alliance armed with the weapons to go on strike. Together, and show foreign-owned companies like Maersk and the world how powerful we are. Power in the shutdown. Let's see if a company can survive if they're tied up for 2 to 3 weeks around the world. Can you imagine if we shut them down around the world, none of their ships move for 3 weeks? They would go out of business. We've always been the backbone of maritime commerce. We've always been the first to show up and the last to leave. And we'll be the last one standing when this fight is over. I promise you that.
We have an opportunity to bring light to, the injustices around the world and work together to put an end to that. I think it gives us the strength to show the world we're all together, I think that's a big, big deal. I think we're stronger together.
That's why we're here. That's why we're here in Lisbon, to draw the line together, to say that dock workers from every nation, every coast, every terminal will not be replaced by machines. This fight is not just about preserving jobs, it's about preserving identity, community, and human dignity.
And we will hope that all the maritime workers come together, that all the working class come together, and we can change the world. That at the end, our objective is change the world and for a better life.
The unions that sign on this Lisbon Summit documents now make up the most powerful labor alliance that the world ever seen. The banners of the global dock workers and the Maritime Union must be raised in unity to fly alongside the ILA and the IDC as we march towards our collective future and champion the cause of our rank and file members.
We aren't anti-technology, we are anti-bullshit. We are anti-lies that say a machine can love a job. We are anti-theft of our future so someone else can fly private and bathe in greed. We learn from history. We felt the pain of containerization. And we will not take a similar hit again. We will fight together, we will rise together, we will win together, but we will also stay smart. Watch your enemies close across the table. Study their every move. Educate yourselves not just to fight in the streets, but to dominate at the bargaining table. We are dock workers. We are maritime workers. We are defenders of our crafts. And like in the words of Bobby Alvera, the docks are ours. And if we are united, if we hold the line together, then brothers and sisters, it's impossible to fail.
All of the carriers and terminal operators should be on guard right now, knowing that Harold Daggett, the individual that just got this historic contract in a most heroic way, is now leading up a global dock workers movement just for the sole purpose of defending our job in the future and fighting against job eliminating technology. So I'm just thrilled being here and to see the response that we're getting, and I know it's just going to grow and grow and grow.
So much camaraderie here and people fighting for the same, to protect their jobs for the future.
I think as long as there's leaders like Harold and Dennis, I think there's an opportunity. They impress me every day, and honestly, their leadership is the reason why I'm here today.
We're finally unifying all the longshoremen throughout the world. And this is our first really shot at it, and it looks like it's going to be working. So,
all the unions around the world are going to be watching, and President Daggett set the standard with this two-day conference. Only the beginning, first meeting. The resolution clearly states that we're going to be meeting in the future. We will be definitely attracting more unions. I believe from Asia, the Japanese delegation sent us a letter, and I guarantee you they'll be here in the future.
Now it's the time to unite against the automation, yes, definitely.
Our voice will be heard, and if they're not heard, our power will be felt.
Solidarity! Stronger together! Union!
So much camaraderie here and people fighting for the same, to protect their jobs for the future.